Hello and welcome to Conspirator Brock's Pull List. This is my pull list for the week of January 2nd, 2019. Happy New Year, everybody. And we are right into a new comic book day because it's the 2nd. And yeah, so decent amount of stuff to pick up this week. Far from what came out last week, which was very little. So let's get right into it. First up, we have Action Comics number 1006. Bendis has done a great job on this, and I can't wait to see what the rest of his story entails. But Action's been really, really good. Next up, we have Books of Magic number 3. The first two issues were interesting, so I'm going to keep going with it. But it's okay. It's good stuff. It's not as bad as some of the other ones. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 995. Yes, we are getting that much closer to Detective Comics 1000. But Peter Tomasi has started writing, and I haven't actually been able to read it yet, but I'm really, really curious to see what he has in store. Next up, we have Flash number 61. Williamson's just been knocking it out of the park with Flash, so if you haven't yet checked out Flash, I would recommend it highly. Here's a book I'm super looking forward to, and that's Heroes in Crisis number 4. Tom King has done an amazing job on the first 3 issues of this. I still have no idea what's going on, but it's so good. So, pick up Heroes in Crisis. You need to. It's good stuff. Next up, we have Hex Wives number 3. The first 2 issues were okay. I'm going to see about if I'm going to continue with it, but it's an interesting concept, but I'm not sure how it's going to pay off. Next up is Justice League Odyssey number 4. What can I say? It's space weird craziness with Cyborg, Starfire, Jessica Cruz, Lantern, and Azrael. So yeah, and Darkseid's in it. But yeah, interesting. Not quite sure what where it's going, but I like the concept, so I'm gonna keep going with it. Next up, we have Old Lady Harley number 3 of 5. The Old Lady Harley's okay. It's I know what it's doing. It's parroting Old Man Logan, but I'm not too sure if I'm keen on the story that's going on in it. It's interesting enough, but I'm a Harley sucker, so I'm gonna get it anyway. Next up is One for My Daughter, and that's Rainbow Bright number 3. I don't know what else to say. Next we have Redneck number 18, Donny Cates' hillbilly vampire book. I have really enjoyed this book, so if you have not yet checked it out, I do recommend picking up the first trade. Next up is Stranger Things number 4. So we get to finally, this is the end of what's going on with Will in the Upside Down. So yeah, Jody Houser's done a good job on that, and I've really enjoyed it. Next up we have Titans number 32. Abnett is taking over Titans, and looks like we have the Mother Blood taking full stage. Yeah. Next up is Wonder Woman number 61. I'm not too keen on the story so far. It's been a little clunky since Wilson took over, but I'm going to give it a few more issues and see if I'm going to stick with it. Most likely I will, because it has potential, but we'll see. But Wonder Woman's been not as good as prior issues. I did pick up a handful of variants this week. The first one was for Action 1006. New Year's one there. Detective 995 had a pretty awesome variant cover. Flash, of course, super sick one for 61. Heroes in Crisis had to get the file one. This one is the Aquaman losing of his hand. And then, of course, Starfire is front and center on Justice League Odyssey number 4. Those variants are connecting. I don't know if I'm going to keep getting them, but I did get all the connecting ones at least. And, of course, the amazing variants for Wonder Woman 61. So, that's pretty much it for my pull list single issue-wise. It is technically the last week of the month because everything shipped last month. So you should be getting your copy of previews. This is the January previews, number 364, for stuff coming out in March. This is the main previews. If you get the previews, you'll most likely need to grab your copy of the Marvel previews, which is separate. And then, of course, the DC previews. That's Detective 1000, baby. This is basically what you can look through to pre-order things from your local shop. Your shop should have a copy of it, so if you're curious and you want to look look through it, ask your shop if you can. Otherwise, it's online at previewsworld.com, so you can check it out there. I get it, flip through it, and then I do my ordering. A dog ear, all the stuff I need to make sure I get ordered. A couple of interesting things coming up from DC in this previews. The Dial H looks interesting, so we'll see, by Sam Humphries, so we'll see. But I'm probably going to check that one out. I did pick up, it's a big one. I don't normally get these, but because it was Jim Lee and because I was like, ooh, Jim Lee, I thought it would be cool, and I've seen them around. They're giant, and they're from IDW, and they're the Artifact editions. And this is the Artifact edition for the DC Legends, and this Jim Lee. So yeah, it comes in it's giant, like it's a coffee table book. So I'll pop this out for you guys so you can see how big this sucker is. So yeah, so here it is, the Jim Lee DC Legends Artifact Edition. Thing is huge. That's the front. Here's the back. Very nice thing there. So these are basically just giant like coffee table books of the pages that they've done on certain things. So this is a lot of the Jim Lee DC stuff. So this is basically an art book. I really don't have any place to display this currently. So for now, it's going to go back in this box that it came shipped in. But when they package this box up, it's really weird. They put it in just funny. Like, I don't know. Let's get this sucker back in there. Yeah, and when it came, it came with the tabs like not even in the slots here. Like, I don't know what's up with that. So yeah, so I don't know if you've gotten any of these. Let me know what you think. But this is my first one. I'll probably bust it open and look through it at some point in the near future. Yeah, it's definitely something that's pretty cool. So, and they hold their value very well, so I'm glad I picked that one up. Set that over there. It was Christmas. If you listen to the Comics Conspiracy podcast, we did do White Elephant gifts. Lane also, who's been on the show, brought in gifts for each of us. And Lane got me this little Q Posket Harley Quinn figure. Basically, this is something I would never buy this for myself. And so Lane was like, he won't buy this for himself, so I'll buy it for him. So I have this cute little Harley Quinn little pot, like tall standing figure thing. So thanks, Lane, for that one. Now it's awesome. We also did a White Elephant opening on our podcast, so you'll hear it and you'll hear our reactions to it. We won't see anything. But we do talk about, we do describe what they are. I did get something on the White Elephant gift from that Lane provided for us, and it's literally the only Marvel comic, single issue comic I think I've gotten this year. I got the Uncanny X-Men J. Scott Campbell Rogue and Gambit variant signed. This is the certificate of authenticity. So yeah, so thanks, Lane, for that. Don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but we'll see. So that's it for this week's pull list. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Leave your comments down in the comment section below. Let me know what you're picking up. Let me know what you think of things. All of that. If you have questions, go ahead and throw them on there. I try and respond in a timely manner, but forgive me if I don't. I'm a single father, and doing things on the internet takes time, and kids are a huge distraction and constantly nagging you for something. You can listen to me on the Comics Conspiracy podcast. We just finished recording episode, I believe, 382. It's our first part of our year-end round, or year-end review, year-end whatever, our best of. This one deals with movies and TV. So we talk about our favorite movies and our favorite TV shows from the past year, and we just ramble on about other stuff. So check that out. Episode 383 will be our comic review, and that'll be up next week. It'll fall on the 8th, I believe. So you can check that out. I'll retell you guys it's coming out next week. And then we'll be back to a kind of normal schedule, or normalish schedule, when we get back on the 15th. And when we get back on the 15th, I think we'll be discussing like year-end numbers and sales charts for December. So check us out there. There's a link in the description below for the most recent episode 382. So yeah, click the link, check it out. Maybe you like listening to podcasts and you like listening to us talk. It's cool stuff. You can help me and my fellow conspirators out through Patreon at www.patreon.com/comicsconspiracy. For as little as $1 a month, you help us with hosting fees, getting food sometimes before we podcast, and getting product. So thank you very much to all our Patreon backers. It is much appreciated. Yeah, you can help me out a little more directly by clicking on any of the Amazon links in the description below, or on my website, conspiratorbrock.com. Any of the links to Amazon there. If you purchase something through that link, basically I'll get a little bit. So thank you for helping me out that way. You can also help me out by going over to my eBay page and seeing what I'm getting rid of if you like it, and buying it. So yeah, to everybody who's purchased something that way, thank you. It is much appreciated. Being an educator, January is a little tricky of a month, so any help I can get is great. So you can follow me on Twitter. My handle is @BrockSager. And yeah, that's it for this week. Stay tuned next week. More books coming out every week. Every week they come out. I'll see you next week.